So we might have a really big interview in the works, but we also have two major announcements.
Typical Crazy Cats fan, already on the Marble League 1.
Yeah, we have some report cards for these two teams that we're going to go through. Little drum roll. We are sponsoring Ladies and gentlemen, we're rolling at you live with another edition of Yelly's Marblecast.
We're back, better than ever. We have some exciting news and a couple things to touch on here as we wait for Marble League 2025 coming at us soon.
The excitement is really starting to build. We're headed into the meat of the year here, where we get into Marble League and then Marbula 1 at some point right after that. But before that, we have a couple of the lay marble and I think another M1 race as well.
Some F1. Some F1 racing. Go ahead. No, go ahead. So a couple of videos pre-Marble League, yes. But we're definitely excited and anxious to get going here.
We are. We have this episode is going to be a little bit shorter. We don't have too much to go over. We might put a bow on the MS100. We have I think a voicemail or two that we're going to get into, but we also have two major announcements, which we'll get to maybe a little later on in the episode.
Yeah,
we'll lead the people along here.
Could be in the thumbnail, but who knows?
Yeah, true. So I mean, we do have a big announcement. We have two big announcements. One being that we are sponsoring a marble team.
That is true. We are sponsoring a marble team.
So we drafted that up last episode as kind of a bit of a joke, and then found out that it's actually very doable.
Very doable.
So we're going to be doing that, and we also have a little bit of a surprise. So we'll announce that team a little later on, and we'll also get to another pretty sizable announcement. But anything else you wanted to touch on MS31 before we fully get out of that?
I don't think there's too much. We did a decent job putting a bow on it last episode. Yeah. Obviously, I think as we get into the next one, year 3, maybe we'll have some changes that come to mind.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought it was a great event put on, and congrats to the Pinkies.
After 2 years of Marble Survival, is there anything that you would definitely like to see? I mean, so some changes we saw instituted in this year was obviously the priority gate for the winner of the race. That's huge. Do you want to see anything for the second, third place winners, or do you think they kind of nailed it with just that slight advantage for the winner?
We talked about it last episode, maybe to take away that pole position a little earlier, maybe through like top with 5 marbles to go. So that's kind of one thing that comes, at the top of my head. I don't know. I like how the tracks ran as we got down to smaller amount of marbles. They didn't over obstacle the tracks, and I thought that was important. And maybe just one idea here is maybe do like a best of for the last 2.
I was even thinking about I think one of the downsides we thought we saw of going from MS100 to MS31 was that the marbles, you mess up one time, you're screwed. And I can understand because the video load is too high for 100, but I'm thinking maybe there's a compromise here with like a MS62 where marbles can put together 2 showings, and that way there's like a little bit more of actually whoever the best marble wins. You know what I'm saying?
You're saying 2 different marbles from each team?
No, I'm saying 1 marble for each team, but they get 2 races. Like it used to be last year, you got 7 races. You got a week of races. I think now you get 2, and whoever's the last marble after 2 races, I think maybe gets eliminated.
I agree. I think that'll kind of weed out who the most deserving marble is.
Yeah.
Because, any given race, it could just be a luck. Could be a bad break.
Like the Pinkies, they deserve to win that championship, but who knows? On any given race, they could have just been stuck. Like maybe
that's exactly
it would take away from DNFs as well. So that's maybe a change that I would be cool seeing. But obviously, that would add another double the races they'd need to film. So I don't know if we're going to get that, but it would be cool.
Yeah, and we know the production, how much time it takes to produce all those races.
Right.
So definitely understandable what they did this year.
Yeah. Also, so I think we're good on MS.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too. As we move on here,
awesome time. So Marble League is next up. Obviously, there are those 2 filler episodes beforehand, but Marble League is next up. We're going to talk about the team we're sponsoring. We're also going to highlight the Hoso Rangers. We have some report cards for these 2 teams that we're going to go through.
Yeah, some awesome report cards. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. And also, when we do our Marble League preview, we're going to go through every single 32 teams report card. We put these together. They're super cool. Really excited for you guys to see them. Should we just do this this voicemail real quick?
Yeah, let's do the voicemail. I think we have one here we want to play.
Yeah.
Let's go to Desmond.
New voicemailer, I believe.
A new voicemailer.
Yeah.
Let's see what he has to say.
Hello, podcast team. Desmond McMahon here from Crazy Cat Eyes. Just wondering, when is the Marbula 1 Season 6 coming out? And also, on a related note, what marble track brand do you use for the Marbula 1 tracks? Thank you.
What do you think that accent is? Is it Australian?
I was going to guess English of some.
Okay,
Australian could be it too.
Either way, I think it might have been Australian, but I'd love to see it
from a far land, wherever it is.
We love to get the voicemails from the far lands. I mean, we love also like the Reese Jackson, the American
the classics,
folks. Yeah. But we love to hear these different accents, whether it's Levente, Desmond.
Yep.
Crazy Cat's Eyes fan. Don't love to see that.
Yeah, don't love that at all.
It's all right though, Desmond. We still like your voicemail. So I think maybe we're not totally sure. We're not actually the ones that conduct the races, and we have a little bit of a relationship with Yelly and Dion, but we don't know exactly when or what material the tracks are made of.
I mean, typical Crazy Cat's Eyes fan, already on the Marbula 1.
Yeah.
Do you think Desmond? You think you've won Marble League already?
That's a good point.
But I like it. I like the he's excited for Marbula 1. Maybe that's his favorite event of the year.
Also, Crazy Cat's Eyes excels.
Yeah, they tend to excel everywhere. Yeah. But to answer your question, I think probably guessing sometime in the fall, maybe September, October, fall for us. I don't know. Maybe it might not be fall for you. But sometime in probably a couple months from now, after we finish up with Marble League. But I'm interested to see what Yelly and the team does for mixing up the track.
I think our projected timeline for the rest of this year is probably Marble League June and July. Perhaps a couple of filler races after that, and then maybe Sand Rally. Yep. Come September, August, September, maybe even October. And then I think we might get M1 actually later in the year, maybe even a winter.
Potentially, yeah.
So they might make us wait there for Marbula 1, but I'm so excited for the rest of the schedule. And Desmond, thanks for calling in. I don't know what track brand.
I don't either. Well, if we do have an interview with Yelly sometime in the future, maybe that's a question we ask him.
Yeah, very good point. And speaking of interview,
we could toss out a little teaser there.
So we might have a really big interview in the works. We're not going to say anything because it's not totally confirmed yet, but you guys let us know who you think it is and who you'd really, really want us to see interview. A couple people.
Yeah. I mean, one that comes to mind could be Yelly again, because I know that was a favorite. We did that back maybe in the winter. Did we do that interview?
Yeah, I think we did it in like December.
Yeah. So that was a great interview. We definitely want to have him back. So potentially him. For me, it's Greg Woods is definitely a name I've seen in the comments.
Yeah.
The infamous Greg Woods on the call. So
He's
that would
famous,
be awesome.
Not infamous.
Yeah, he is famous. Sorry there, Greg. Who else could we potentially have that we've seen?
I mean, there's a lot. I think there's a lot of people behind the scenes that we could talk to, like some of the video editors that work at JMR. It would be fun to hear from them and know kind of like their workload and how that looks.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people in there in the inner workings of their society. I would like to talk to Yelly and Dion's dad, kind of about. I know he helps them with the tracks.
He's been there the entire time.
He's been around. I'd like to hear just kind of his story. I mean, he obviously was Yelly's dad, so he knew about this whole thing and this whole passion. So it'd be fun to talk to him as well. But we will let you guys know.
We've also seen some fans visit the complex, where the races take place. So I would love to. That could be a potential. Could have some fans in here that've seen the first person of how these races go down.
That would be cool to see. We should do that one day too. Maybe if it's in the budget. A little vlog.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
If it's in the budget, I don't know if it's quite in the budget yet.
We'll see.
Maybe we'll get it, like and subscribe.
Yeah,
maybe we can get that budget.
Get our funds up a little bit and get over there.
Yeah. Okay. Let's. So we teased that a little bit. Be on the lookout. There should be an interview coming, hopefully before Marble League.
Hope so. That's the goal.
And it could be big time. But let's. Should we do it? Should we announce our team that we're sponsoring?
Let's do it. I'm very excited.
Little drum roll. We are sponsoring
Team Primary.
Team Primary is going to be our marble.
As you know,
that's our horse.
Since day one, we have been a Team Primary podcast. We only saw that was fitting. Obviously, Russ being an O'Rangers fan, I'm a Limers fan. We didn't want to go to that traditional route. We want to do it as a team, as a podcast, and we felt like Team Primary was the way to go.
It's a team that's a little bit down in the dumps. It's going to be a little bit of a miracle season, we're hoping. Do we want to pull up the report card for Team Primary?
Yeah, I just did on my computer here. We can review our sponsored marble, Team Primary.
Yeah, so like we touched on before, we're going to be doing these report cards for every single team come the Marble League preview. But right now, we're going to give you guys the Team Primary report card, and we'll also go through O'Rangers, the host, in a minute.
Little preview of the preview.
Yes, let's talk about this Team Primary report card. I actually was kind of, I guess, I don't know if we really knew this, but they were established in 2016. They're an OG marble.
OG marble, same as the O'Rangers, both established in 2016.
Yeah.
Been around for a while, but not as much success as you would like to see for a marble that established that long ago.
Definitely not. Let's go through this report card. So we obviously see the last 5 years of Marble League. They've only qualified one time in 2022. Put up a pretty good showing with a 7th place finish. But just this graph, when you look at some of the other graphs, this one's a little bit sad.
A little bit sad. As you can see, it's probably on the screen here. The last 5 years, they've only qualified once, as Russ just said, 2022. Haven't had much success since. And we're really hoping in 2025 they do have that success. Because we're rooting for them.
They're due. I think we think they're due. And we go down here, we look at some of the rivals. Balls of Chaos, similar color scheme. I kind of forget exactly what the lore was behind that rivalry, but I think it's about like the chaoticness and the synergy and positiveness of the primary.
Yeah, the structured nature.
The structure of the cultures of the franchise.
Of Team Primary.
And then Momo is obviously, it's not so much a rivalry as it is just history with the team. These teams obviously combined to be one team back in I think it was an earlier Marble League, 2018 or something like that.
Yeah, it was Momary, I remember.
Yeah, Momary.
And that was a great story. We highlighted that a couple months ago. I don't know if that would be a rivalry. Maybe it's a little bit of both.
It's just the rivals is more so just like a connection. I think these teams are friendly, but they obviously do want to beat each other to see which one is superior after they split.
Yeah. One thing that pops off to me on this report card is the fan base size.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's the first report card we're doing, but 2 stars, I would agree with that.
But
we're
put
hoping
these together. So.
yeah. I'm hoping with our sponsorship and with maybe getting the podcast behind Team Primary, we could see that go up.
Yeah, I think 2 stars is fair. Maybe it's a little bit low. I kind of did a lot of the fan base sizes based on what I've seen in the Reddit, in the Discord, and in our comments as a whole, and just kind of the whole vibe around the team. It's a cool team, great logo, but I just don't know that they've garnered much of a fan base. One of our best friends is a primary diehard.
Yeah, no, I do see some primary fans in the comments, so there are no plasma when it comes to fan base size.
They're out there.
But I think they could be a team on the rise here. I think after not qualifying for 2 years straight, I see a qualification for Team Primary.
I think we're really hoping so, but as you can see in this momentum meter, it couldn't be any lower.
Yep.
They're in a dark place right now. Especially, so Marble Survival 31, they had they were mid-pack finish, I believe.
Yeah.
Like in the 20s, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was 17th or I can't remember.
And just last 2 years obviously haven't gone into the Marble League, hasn't really been very competitive in qualifiers. So it's pretty much as low as you can get, but they're due. That's kind of what we're banking on.
Yeah, we see some medals here that we highlighted in 2022. They do have some gold medals for certain events in the Marble League. So, definitely not starting from zero.
Yeah.
But obviously a lot of work to do in this, to get in the dance.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about these notable stats. Their best finish is that 2022 8th place. Not great. You'd like to see have a little more history of the franchise, but that's okay. And then their all-time Marble League points is 228. When we get into the O'Rangers report card next, you're going to see how low that really is. And only 7 all-time medals, with their best event being Collision. So it's a physical marble. Hopefully we see some physical activities in the qualifier events.
I expect to see a lot from Arup. I think that's, the highlighted marble if we're going to highlight one.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be a big Marble League for Arup and the team, and I hope they're getting ready. I mean, we have about a month here, maybe 30 days.
They've had time to rest.
I just hope we see a good showing from Team Primary. We're rooting for them. Is there any way we can get the people involved? Just to root with us. Root for us.
Yeah.
I think it's a non... If you're a fan of the Limers or Rangers, whatever, Oceanics, I don't think you're...
It's not a polarizing team.
You're not a rival of Team Primary. I think it's a good team to get behind.
And we'll take all the smoke from Balls of Chaos fans.
Yeah, we'll take that spot. And Momo, defending champion.
Yeah,
Momo.
Sure.
So I think it's a good team to get behind, and I think hopefully your team's not out, but if they do not qualify and Primary does, it's a great reason to get behind Team Primary.
Yeah, so Team Primary all the way. We got to come up with some kind of slogan, and we're maybe thinking about getting some merch so we can rep the guys.
I would love it.
It would be pretty heartbreaking if they didn't qualify.
We're going to keep it positive, though. They will qualify.
Okay.
They will qualify.
So, and obviously the qualifiers are changed now that teams don't get relegated from the showdown, and they're going to be fighting for 12 spots out of 28 marbles. So it's about a 43% chance.
That's great math by you.
Here's the report card, folks. Take that with what you will. Can't wait to go through all these teams. Also, I think it's going to be exciting if you're a fan of any team to see your team's report card.
Absolutely.
All right, are we good with Primary?
On to the hosts.
Let's go Primary.
Red, yellow, and blue.
Yeah, let's move to the hosts.
The O'Rangers.
Yeah.
Russ's favorite in marble.
Yep.
I'll let you take the lead here because this is your marble team. A lot of storylines. The Dallas Cowboys, per se, in the NFL. Yep. Man United, Man City, Barca, whatever you want to compare them to. They are a top echelon team.
Yeah.
but have not been performing as such lately.
And we've talked about it in this Marble League. It's a podium or bust. I mean, it could be even a win or bust. Let's take a look at this. Dive into this report card right now. We see on the top they're auto qualified as being the hosts. They kind of got bailed out there because I don't know how good it would have gone without that.
Oh God!
Just looking at, I mean, let's start in the momentum meter because I'm just touching on it. They're the same with primary. Kind of just down in the dumps. Haven't seen our Rangers do much of anything in any event. Even MS31, 18th place, not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, if you know your graphs and you're looking at the line graph here, it's been down, down, and down for the O'Rangers. And really, after 2017, it's not on this graph, but you can see the notable stats. It's kind of been a tough road for the O'Rangers.
Yeah.
I think 2020 was at a second place finish. Obviously, a good performance there, but really, in the last couple of years, hasn't been great for the O'Rangers.
Yeah, as Jimmy said. Hold on one second. I don't think anything cut out there. I hope.
I hope so.
Yeah, let's this marble this graph. So 2017 is their glory days. It's. I mean, you talked about the Cowboys. It's a team that used to excel back in the 80s, and now it's just kind of sad. They missed their first ever Marble League qualifier this past year. I think Marble League. I think whether you love or hate the O'Rangers, it wasn't quite the same without them in the field.
Yeah, it's a team you want to see there. They have a huge fan base, as you can see. Fan base size is 5 stars. It's a team, if you win the Marble League, I think you want to go through the O'Rangers, the Savage Speeders of the world.
Yeah.
Say you beat the best.
Right.
Are the O'Rangers the best? I don't know as of late, but you want them in there. You want them in the conversation.
Yeah, talk about some of their rivals, Savage Speeders. You got all the Fruit Circuit marbles in there. It's one of the most a high pedigree for a league.
Yeah, it's a great rivalry between the Fruit Circuit. I think that's another reason why you want to see the Limers going against the O'Rangers, the Raspberry Racers going against the O'Rangers.
Yeah.
It's always you're always tuning in for those kind of races and rivalries.
Absolutely, and Savage Speeders they're probably the biggest marble. That's probably one of the biggest rivalries in the Marble universe as a whole. Just two legendary teams. They've had numerous battles throughout both their legacies. Savage Speeders coming out on top most of the time, but definitely that's a rivalry that people tune in for.
100%. I think you touched on it with primary. You see their Marble League points over 1,000, almost 5 times the amount primary has. So
yeah. I think it's top 3 all time, I believe.
The experience is there. The history of the lore is there. Let's just hope they can get back to where they once were.
Yeah.
And, do they have the racers to do it? They did throw in some youth.
Yeah.
So we should see that.
Hopefully Taraco's featured during this Marble League. We look at all-time medals, 9 golds, 9 silvers, 6 bronzes. Pretty illustrious medal cabinet there. And some of their best events, long jump, block push. I think when I looked at how many times they've won those specific events, it was a couple times in the past, so they're pretty dominant there. Also a little bit of a physical marble like primary.
Yeah, it is an auto qualification for the O'Rangers, as you guys probably know, with them being the host. That's pretty big for their fan base because we talked about it last week. If somehow they didn't qualify or they perform poorly, I think there's fires in the streets in the O'Rangers world.
I think so too. I think this is a pivotal moment for this franchise. Obviously they get the auto qualification, so we'll see what happens, but let us know what you guys think about these report cards because I think it's fun.
I think it's awesome. I think it gives you maybe some of the marbles that you were not familiar with. It gives you some like background.
Yeah.
You can learn a thing or two from these report cards. So I think they're awesome. All I can see from this report card is the pressure is on for the O'Rangers. The pressure is at all time high.
Absolutely. A pressure meter would have been another good thing to add because primary really has no pressure. Their momentum isn't good, but their pressure isn't high either, which could work to their advantage. They got nothing to lose here.
No, and I think for the O'Rangers, it's
everything to lose.
Everything. If they make one mistake, I think their fans are going to let them know about it.
Yeah. So let us know what you guys think about these report cards. Obviously, in 2 weeks when we preview the Marble League, we're going to be going through every single team's report card. It's going to be a sweet episode.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Is there anything else you wanted to touch on here? But so we got primary. We're locked in. We might have a big interview coming up.
Yeah, big interview coming up. Team Primary podcast sponsors.
Yes.
Team Primary in the Marble League.
I love hearing it.
We are fired up for that. And I can't help but saying I will be pushing for the O'Rangers a little bit for your fandom.
Yeah.
Again,
same with the Limers. I'm hoping they make it.
You want to see in the final grouping there. You want to see them in the top 5.
Yeah.
And for some battles with a lot of their rivals as well.
Absolutely. All right. Are we good? I think we just wanted to come on here, quickly announce a couple things, touch on that one voicemail, and show you guys what's coming up in the future.
I think we're good. I mean, I wish the Marble League started tomorrow.
I know.
But, we have to build it up here, and I think I'm excited for the preview because that's going to be a heck of an episode.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Notifications on. comment, like, subscribe.
Subscribe, please.
Subscribe. We're trying to get to 2K here.
2K 2.5 giveaway. We will do a big giveaway at 2.5.
Absolutely. And we're going to get rolling here, coming at you with a lot of videos, obviously during the Marble League as well. So we're fired up.
Yeah. Well, let's just touch on it quick. This will be our edit for the Instagram. If you want to sponsor a Marble team, there's still, I think, half the league is still out there. So if your favorite team or just a team that you want to support is out there, it's 250 euros.
Yep.
And you can be like us and sponsor our team. If you want to find out who we're sponsoring, come watch this video. And just go sponsor a team, and let's get this Marble League going.
Go sponsor a team. I think it's a great way to support Yelly and the team. And it's a great way to just increase your fandom. Get behind a Marble, support them. Maybe support your own business by sponsoring a Marble team.
Yeah.
And let's have a great event. I'm fired up.
Let's have a great event. Everybody get ready for Marble League. It's right around the corner.
Stay tuned for our preview. Coming soon.
All right. You good?
I'm good. Let's go Primary. Let's go Limers.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and like.
Check out for the interview.
Ladies and guys, girls, and marbles, we're rolling out.
Peace.